Hello and welcome. It's me, Zalreina. Today we'll be reading the next chapters of the Trials and Tribulations lore book, found by winning matches in the Trials of Osiris. So far we have read the first 3 chapters of this lore book. We have learned quite a bit of information about Trials of Osiris. In the first chapter, Instigate, we found out about the creation of spires on Mercury. In chapter 2, Postexilic, we discovered that Osiris is studying one of these spires on Mercury. And Osiris's cult follows him to this spire and makes a base there. The leader of his cult, Sister Faora, tells Osiris, "If you find yourself lost in darkness, we will be your lighthouse." And thus their base is now called the Lighthouse, which is the very same one that you can go to obtain your loot from completing a flawless Trials of Osiris card in Destiny 2. In Chapter 3, Cult of Personality, it is revealed that Osiris's studies are in an attempt to seek the truth between light and dark. A new follower is introduced to the cult of Osiris, Brother Vance. He is eagerly waiting to find out what Osiris has found out through his studies. 2 elder cult members inform the following that the darkness will return. Osiris's followers want to combat the darkness and save humanity because they believe that the traveler cannot do it alone. Vance has an outburst of objection. He does not want to help all of humanity because the last city had cast out Osiris and his cult members. This causes the congregation to stir, and Sister Faora tries to calm them down and addresses Brother Vance. He claims that he is only there to learn, and Sister Faora tells him that his first lesson is to listen, basically, be quiet. She then addresses the whole group and says, "We will learn how the light here is to defeat the darkness." Now we will read Chapter 4 and find out exactly how Vance and the cult of Osiris begin to study the light and dark at the lighthouse. Chapter 4 Reflections. Entry 3. My days since arriving at this sanctuary have been blessed with acceptance and tranquility. Healthy debate regarding the teacher's words is welcomed and appreciated. We all seek to understand the light and the necessity for darkness. Sister Faora has fawned over my interpretation of the texts. She said I could see what others could not. She has opened my mind to the consideration that my condition is a blessing rather than a curse. Time will tell. Entry 8. Our peace was disrupted today by an assault from the war-mongering cabal at our doorstep. I was ushered to safety at the top of the spire by Liana, one of our warlock sisters. Without a moment's notice, she jumped straight into the fray and began to push our intruders back. During the battle, something strange occurred. Liana was fighting near insurmountable odds, based on the amount of ammunition I heard discharged, and she was overcome. Of course, she was resurrected by her ghost, but the spire reacted. There was a hum. The timbre consisted of 2 distinct resonating tones. One smooth and warm, the other sharp and cold. I thought I could have imagined it through the ringing of gunfire, but it was most certainly there. It was almost imperceptible, and I thought merely a coincidence until it happened again. Ermac, the other warlock and student of the Dawn Blade, was also temporarily disposed of. The roar of the Colossus's slug launcher tearing through Ermac's flesh was unmistakable, and so was the tone that followed. I have to know more. We were able to withstand their incursion, but not without suffering a few casualties. Now, we must prepare for a funeral. But my thoughts are dominated by that mysterious tone. Perhaps later we can try to replicate it. Entry 12. After explaining the phenomenon to Sister Faora, she has recruited the warlocks to participate in Thanatonic death trials in the hopes to recreate the hum and gain some clarity into its purpose. During these trials, I had others accompany me to the top of the spire to see if they too could hear the tones. None were able to ascertain much. It seems one would need to be musically inclined or have some training, and the weight has fallen on me to decipher the code. I can't be sure of the intent, but I am certain of the cause. Every time one of our warlocks sacrificed themselves, that same resonance would reverberate through my ears. What does it mean? And what purpose does it serve? Is the spire, in fact, an instrument? I need to expand my research further and see what tones the structure is capable of producing. Entry 22. Through countless debates, I have received permission to broaden the scope of my inquisition. We have designs to organize something more formal, launching under the guise of a tournament or competition. We're leveraging contacts we've made to repurpose some weaponry as bounty. The Guardians are already killing themselves in Shax's crucible. I proposed making our version more exclusive, to draw out only the most adept fighters with the strongest connection to the light. We can make them purchase entry to further fund our studies. They will literally pay for the privilege to kill each other for our rewards. I've stumbled onto something grand. I will do whatever it takes to get the answers I seek, just as Osiris would. Should he ever return, I imagine he will be quite proud and pleased to meet me. Thank you for joining me for today's lore reading and to learn about Brother Vance's time in the cult of Osiris. Will Vance ever figure out what the mysterious tone is? Does Vance ever meet Osiris, and is he in fact proud? Are the answers Vance seeks worth the measures he takes? I will see you all again very soon for Chapter 5, when hopefully our questions and Vance's are answered. If you would like to hang out and watch me play Destiny 2, check me out at twitch.tv/Zalreina. Have a wonderful day or night, whatever it is for you. Take care.